Hey, 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 it is an unstoppable day. Welcome to the 21 Days of Gratitude. Yes, for 21 days on the Unstoppable Story Show, we talk about nothing but being grateful. And we ask you the one question: what are you grateful for? Hey, it's Dr. T, Dr. Terrence Leffridge, coming to you here on the 21 Days of Gratitude, where we are well within the time frame. We are moving along towards Thanksgiving, talking about gratitude, having an attitude of gratitude. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening for wherever you may be watching us live or in replay. We're so glad you're here, and we're so glad that you're taking time out to be grateful. There's so many things going on in the world today that you could be upset about. There's so many things going on in the world that you could be unhappy about. There's so many things going on in the world that you just have no control over. But for this moment in time, we want you to forget about those things and then focus on the things that you're still able to do. Focus on the things that you're grateful for. Focus on the people that you might be grateful for, the places you've been, the things you've done, all those things that you're grateful for. So, over these next few days leading up to Thanksgiving, I'm going to be sharing some things with you that I'm grateful for, but I'm also going to be bringing on special guests that also want to share their gratitude story. So, stick and stay and find a way to focus on what you are grateful for on the Unstoppable Story Show. And today we have a guest that I met through a mutual friend when I was in Kansas. And I've had the opportunity through my connection with the BTBY family to meet people from all walks of life, from literally all across the world. And I met this great gentleman, this wise fellow, as I like to call him, that is not only full of wisdom, but he's full of knowledge and he's full of flavor, and you're going to enjoy him as well. He's an entrepreneur, he's had multiple businesses, but he is really changing the game through AI. And he's grateful for the person that introduced him to AI. And so we can't wait to share his gratitude story. Let's welcome to the stage my good buddy, Frank Mulcahy. Hey,
Good,
Frank.
good evening, Terrence. How are you today?
I am unstoppable. How are you, sir?
I feel like I'm just hitting my prime at 74.
All right. Well, we're going to keep priming that pump. I'm so glad that you were able to pump your brakes for a little while to join us here on the 21 Days of Gratitude. And
Yeah.
before we get started, Frank, I want you, because, I got a bio, but I believe that nobody can introduce themselves better than themselves. So why don't you take 30 seconds and introduce yourself to our unstoppable family?
I'm blessed to have a beautiful bride of 45 years, my wonderful wife, Lynn. We're entrepreneurs, have been entrepreneurs for the last 45 years. We retired, went broke, we came back out, resurfaced, we took our business to a whole new level. And I'm so thankful for my wife, my children, and the Lord giving me the perseverance and guidance to be unstoppable, basically.
Well, that is beautiful. And your hometown is Texas, right?
Well, I'm originally from Massachusetts, and I like to say that after I got out of the army, I hit the age of reasoning, and I realized it didn't snow in Houston, Texas. And so I came here. I came here in 1978. So I don't talk like a Texan, but I consider myself a Texan.
Well, I hear you. It took me a little bit longer to get to the age of reason where I recognized that I no longer like snow, and that's how I found my way down here to South Florida. So I completely understand what you're talking about. But again, we are here talking about gratitude. And just like we're grateful to not be in snow right now, there's many, many things in the world that we can be grateful for. And I want to have the opportunity to let you share your gratitude story, Frank. So why don't you tell us what you're grateful for today?
I'm grateful for the people that are in my life. and you never know which one is going to turn the page for you. In 1982, Larry Thompson, co-founder Herbalife, turned my page and gave me my core philosophy, my tapestry, I think we'll call it. Then I went on and very successful, retired in 2001, um, and and I basically didn't work. I just was a real estate investor, and I had the unfortunate drop and get wiped out in 2007. And there was nobody in my life except Larry Thompson's lessons that he gave me in 1982. And I went back and I dusted. I always collect all my notes. Always take notes, Terrence. And
Mm-hmm.
and I took that. There you go. And I took that game plan that he gave me, and he told me to take a sabbatical, and ask myself four tough questions. What if I learn? What if I try? What if I stay? And what if I care? And he said, Frank, just do what you did 30 years ago, 35 years ago. And I did. And that was the beginning of the Grateful. That was like part one and two. And if I may, I want to talk about the third one, if I could. Um,
Okay.
so I'm doing really well. I'm back on top, making multiple six-figure income with my wife and I. But we were working hard, Terrence. I mean, 16, 17, 18-hour days. But you got to do what you got to do when you get wiped out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great thing in America, on your way down, you can go way past zero, right?
Yeah.
And you hit rock bottom. And who really cares when you're at rock bottom after you were worth millions, but now you're rock bottom? So
Yeah.
some people applaud you, right? And then,
Mm-hmm.
but then there's always that one hand um, that says, "Hey, um, you need to be an international speaker." And I'm like, "Well, who are you?" "Well, my name is Ernesto Verdugo, and I heard you speak." And he said, "You need to go international." I said, "I don't need to go international. Everything I do is so I can build my insurance practice here, my 18, 19-hour day job." And he says, "Yeah, but once you go international, your world will change." And I prayed to the Lord. I took a sabbatical, and I called Ernesto and I said, I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to learn. And I can't tell you enough of the gratitude and the grateful that I am, because he's become my best friend. He's become we're business partners in several ventures, and he just he just I'm so thankful, not just grateful, but thankful he came in my life. I really am.
So, for those people who don't know Ernesto Verdugo, tell us a little bit more about who he is and how he made such a difference in your life.
So when Ernesto found me, he saw that I was a public speaker, and he recognized that I had good messaging and stage presence, and but I was in the wrong room. I was preaching to the wrong audience. Okay, and he helped me to redefine myself. He helped to give me my dignity back. I had it that I was making money, but I was feeling empty. I was feeling empty. I wasn't feeling the challenge, the fight. Dig in. I never wanted to be known as a super warrior. I wanted to be known as a super warrior. I wanted to fight a good fight, leave it on the battlefield. And Ernesto's the kind of guy that once you start partnering with him and you mentor with him, he's going to help you move along. He's going to be very Dutch, as he says, to tell you straight up whether you're doing it right or you're doing it wrong. And the next thing I know, Terrence, in 18 short months, because of what he was sharing with me, I'm at the opening keynote speaker at the World HR Congress in Mumbai, India. That is like I never could have imagined that in my life. So I was up here, I crashed, I got up about here, but now I'm not even here. I'm way up here because of
Mm.
the continued support and friendship that I'm ever thankful for. And I can't thank Ernesto enough without his lovely wife Joan and the support that she's given to my wife Lynn. So
Wow.
it's a double grateful, I guess.
Yeah. And you mentioned that you're grateful for meeting great partners. So he's more than just someone who helped you go from here up to here. He's someone that you're partnering with here. How's that experience been?
It's incredible because we're both very unique in many things. We're different. We're definitely. I'm a little bit older than he is. I come
Yeah,
from
just tad bit, right?
I come from the entrepreneurial background, and he came from KLM, Royal Dutch Airlines. He was born in Mexico. I was born in Boston. He lived in the Netherlands. I lived in Houston. Uh, but when he met me or when he found me, he was in Houston because he resides in Houston right now. And
Okay.
but he saw in me, Terrence, and this is why I'm so grateful. I mentioned Larry, and Jim Rohn was in there too, but I mentioned Larry and Ernesto because where Larry started it,
Hmm.
Ernesto's allowing me now, especially with what we're doing with AI, to go
Yeah.
to levels that I couldn't even imagine 6 months ago, 6 weeks ago. Every day is a new adventure. Every day is a new relationship. Every day is a new blessing addition. That's the biggest part. Blessing additional people coming after us. That's another grateful thing I'm at is because a lot of people can do a lot of things. I could probably get a sales job selling anything, but I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be happy if I can't be proud of what I'm doing and blessing somebody else at the same time, kind of paying it forward, if you would, I don't want to do it. And in the
Wow.
space we're in, it's no different than what you guys do at Be the Better You. I mean, it's
Yeah.
that's another grateful meeting Brenda and meeting you and meeting Chuck the Coffee Man and
Well, that just goes to show you that no matter where you come from, no matter where you may be, you might look from the outside world, you guys might look like two opposites, but God has an assignment for
yes,
everybody.
yes,
And you were his assignment. And as a result, you have been assigned to other people.
yeah,
And it's a cyclical thing. You give and it shall be given unto you. You go down, somebody's going to be there to bring you up so that when someone else goes down, you're there to bring them up. And that's what I love about having great partners. You mentioned the company that we met through Becoming the Better You, who our founder is the professor of change, Dr. Brenda Ringwood. I am so grateful that she was assigned to me and
yeah,
that she saw something in me to come on board with this great organization so that not only am I becoming a better version of myself, but she's becoming a better version of herself because of me. I'm becoming a better version of myself because of her. We're becoming a better version of ourselves because of our connection to you. And it's that partnership that continues to grow. It's a seed that keeps growing taller and wider, and branches are going here and there from Mumbai all the way to Texas, all the way through Houston, all the way down to Mexico. It's just a beautiful thing. And it's really something to be grateful for. Would you agree?
it is, and another thing with Ernesto is because I was in the army for 6 years, so I've done international travel. But going with Ernesto to places like Mumbai and Dubai and all over North America and South America and Central America, and being blessed to experience being an international resident, being aware of how other people's lives are. I mean, humbled when I looked at the lower income areas of Mumbai. But those people were so happy and so grateful for what they did have. And I'm staying at the Taj Hotel, and they're throwing away what would be a feast of a lifetime for some of the
Yeah.
people right down the street.
Yeah.
And I actually took time, Terrence, when I was over there to take a half a day and just go out in the poorer parts and experience what they were going through. And I can't tell you how grateful I was for what I had, because sometimes folks, especially, and I know what it is to go and lose it all. And sometimes we just feel, oh, it's not my space, it's not my time. No, it is your time. It is your time. there's lots of people out there like Dr. Lethbridge and Brenda and Ernesto and myself, and there's all kinds of people out there that'll pay it forward. There's all kinds of people out there.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to want the relationship. I don't want to say the help, but the relationship. It's
Yeah,
the relationship, because
absolutely.
none of us feel like we're any superior to anybody else. If anything, I don't want the trophies and the accolades and all that. I just want to know that I was able to bless somebody else. That's all I want. That's all I.
Yeah. You have the visible trophies, but then you have the invisible trophies. You have the visible trophies that you can put on your shelf or you can put on your wall, but then you have the invisible trophy of knowing that someone told you or someone showed you how much you meant to them and how much what you did or what you said or who you are makes a difference in their life. And I'm so grateful to you, Frank, for wanting to come on and share not only the story of the great partnership with Ernesto and the great partnership with Larry, but how you are also a great person all by yourself for what you do each and every day for the people that you come in contact with.
Well, I appreciate that, and it's a blessing. And for those of you that haven't experienced that blessing, try it. Venture
Yeah,
down that path. Go make
yeah.
somebody's day. Go look at somebody that's struggling as they're going into the store and they're putting something back, and offer to pay for part of their groceries, or pick up somebody's meal. I mean, I had a lady come to me a couple months ago, Terrence. She was crying. I didn't mean to make her cry, but I was at an Outback Steakhouse, and I was sitting there by myself having a lovely little lunch, and this elderly couple was in there, and I didn't see any hors d'oeuvres. I didn't see any dessert.
Hmm.
I saw what came off of the lower side of the menu, um, and yet they're sitting there holding hands and not having a lot of conversation. And I just went over and asked, "Hey, can I sit and join you?" And they said, "Yeah, is everything okay?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I just want to say you made my day. You blessed my day." To see
Yeah.
the two of you sitting here holding hands as you are and gazing in each other's eyes, I said, because I'm no spring chicken. I said, but I think I'm a little younger than you. And, and he said, well, I'm 89 and she's 88. I said, well, I'm definitely younger than you. I said, but
Okay.
I just want to say that you made my day. Um, as I was walking away, she started crying. She started crying. And I said, I didn't mean to upset you. She said, you didn't upset me. You didn't upset me, but I do love my husband. And so I just took the little check, and it was like $24. I mean, it was nothing. But
Hmm.
to them,
It meant everything.
it was something that somebody recognized them. Now, I could have just picked up the check and not said anything, but
Hmm.
I wanted to say that I appreciated the way they looked in each other's eyes and held their hands at 88 and 89 years old.
Yeah.
And
That pic
I,
that memory for you is worth more than a $24 check, right?
I didn't want them to lose that, because they obviously didn't have a whole lot, but they had each other. And
Yes.
and I just want to say that the world recognized that they have each other. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, guys and gals, if you're listening to us, and uh, um, and and don't ever close the door when somebody's reaching out to you, because you don't know who they are. you know, when Ernesto said, "Well, you need to go international," I said, "I don't need to go international." He said, "You do. You're a good speaker." I said, "Okay." Real quick, what he said to me, "You got to go international." I said, "I don't." He said, "Well, your whole world will change." I said, "Okay." It's kind of like the good Lord Jesus. When he started his speaking career, nobody wanted to listen to the son of a carpenter.
Hmm.
And I said, so he went to the hillside. Story is he found 12 that listened to his message. It resonated. He came back to the same village. And now all of a sudden, everybody wanted to talk to him. He said,
Hmm.
you got it. And so I took the faith with Ernesto, and I signed up for him to mentor me and coach me. And lo and behold, it was the best decision I ever made. But who made the decision, Terrence?
The decision was already made for you
By the
before the
Lord.
connection even happened.
By the
Absolutely.
Lord. Because
Hmm.
because why else would I have come up with, oh, kind of like
That
when
story.
God
Yeah.
started. And
Yeah.
and the look on Ernesto's face when I said it was, where's he going with this? Well, where I was going is I was praying for somebody to give me my mojo back. I was praying.
Hmm.
I was doing okay, but I wanted to go back to who I was. So that's
Yeah.
forever grateful.
And you summarized it right there. There's people who are going to watch this show later on, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe next Thanksgiving, because it lives on YouTube. You're going to watch this show, and you have been praying for something silently. Some of you have been praying vigorously, loudly, but you've been praying here instead of praying here. You've been looking for the prayer here instead of listening for the answer here. Frank's had great partnerships and he's grateful for great partners because there's that SHIP at the end of it. It's not just the partner, it's the partnership. It's being in relation with partners. See, it's not just a one time thing. He could have just had that one time conversation with Ernesto and never saw Ernesto again. And where would he be? But Ernesto didn't just tell him he should go international. Ernesto showed him how to go international. Ernesto went with him when he went international, and Ernesto is still with him today. It's not just partners, it's partnership. Don't be grateful just for people who come into your life. Be grateful for the relations that you create with the people that come into your life. I could have just talked to Frank at one event and that would have been it. And he would have never said yes to being on this show. But we've seen each other at multiple events. We've talked to each other on the phone. We've exchanged stories. And now I am happy that because we've nurtured this relationship, that you've blessed us here on the Unstoppable Story Show. So I'm grateful for you, Frank. But I know, Frank, people are going to want to talk to you after they see this show. So how can they get in contact with the great Frank Mulcahy?
Just to go online, they go to my website, bookfrankmulcahy.com. You can go to my gladly join me on LinkedIn, Frank Mulcahy Senior. LinkedIn, Frank Mulcahy Senior. And if you and folks, if you ever have that seed of doubt and you just need just a quick call to somebody that's been there and refused to stay there, um, you're welcome to call me. I can't guarantee I'm going to answer the phone immediately because I'm all over the place, but I will. I will return all calls. I will return all calls.
And you heard it right there. I love it. Frank Mulcahy, thank you so much for spending some time with us here on the 21 Days of Gratitude on the Unstoppable Story Show. We can hope you and wish for you continued blessings throughout 2025 and beyond. And you keep going international, my friend.
Well, we're in Dubai in January,
All right.
and
That
then,
says it all.
but we're also going to stop in Istanbul, uh, and that's a good way to start January and February off. And probably Riyadh on top of it. So,
I
um,
love it.
yeah, yeah.
So check him out, bookfrankmulcahy.com. You can get on his calendar and get this saged wisdom. And who knows, you could be his next great partner that he's grateful for. Thank you, my friend Frank. And thank you guys for watching us here on the 21 Days of Gratitude on the Unstoppable Story Show. But hey, maybe you want to be a guest just like Frank. There's still time. There's two ways where you can get in contact with me. There's a little QR code right up there on the left. You can go ahead and click that QR code and you can get directly into my inbox, or you can just get the information right off the screen right there below. Go ahead and link up with me. Tell me what your gratitude story is, and who knows, maybe you will be the next guest on the Unstoppable Story Show, 21 Days of Gratitude, where we talk to ordinary people with unstoppable stories. But as I say, wherever you are in the world today, don't just make it a great day, but have an attitude of gratitude. And just like me and Frank, make it an unstoppable day. Take care, you guys.